guys, how are you? Another great day. Hope you're doing good out there wherever you are. Just over here on the drive, and I want to share some thoughts with you. This video is going to be basically titled No Reservations, Living in My Car. Part of being a nomad and basically being able to go wherever you want without having to go back to a fixed location. The good news is, you don't ever have to worry about traffic jams. So for me, I was just going to head to a certain beach area, and as I make this video, it's the height of the summer, and it's the weekend as I make this video. So I just saw a car traffic jam, probably about an hour-long stretch of just, all the cars stopped, and they were just waiting to get down to this one beach area. So I saw it coming up ahead, so I just made a U-turn, I turned around, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because, when you live out of your car, van or RV, you don't need to make a reservations. Well, specifically with a car or van. If you have an RV, you may need to make reservations at an RV park because you don't have the freedom to park them anywhere, or the flexibility. So that's why I steer away kind of from the RV life, because I like maximum freedom at this point in my journey. And so, but just the ability and the freedom and the peace of mind I just had by making a U-turn, because I didn't want to deal with the traffic jam and all those people and waiting, in my car for another hour to get to where I wanted to go, even though it's only like 15, 20 minutes away from here. That was freedom. That was a peace of mind. That was joy. I mean, I can, there's other places that I can go that are by the beach that, I could just redirect myself. Because I don't have reservations at a hotel. I don't have reservations at a campground. I don't like to have reservations. I don't like commitment. And what you're going to find is many people that live this nomadic life, they don't like commitment either. And, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a mortgage or whether it's a long-term lease, I don't like commitment. I get anxiety. I get flustered. I get anxious and frustrated. I mean, I can say that 3 times. When I even think of the thought of being committed to something for a long period of time, I can't get out of it. Sitting in traffic for an hour, that's too much of a commitment for me. I want to be able to just float and drift. Why? Because for me, that's mental freedom. That's a payoff. There's sacrifices to living in your car, but the payoff is, I don't have to live a life of, all right, it's the weekend, I want to go by the beach, I have to make reservations at a hotel, I have to check in, check out. I hate the whole check in, check out part of a hotel. Even a campground. That's why, I only stay in campgrounds when I have to, because I don't like the whole process of checking in, checking out. Some people say, oh, you're being foolish. It's not that you're making too big of a deal of it. For you, maybe it's not a big deal. For me, it's a big deal. I don't like dealing with people. When I go to Walmart, I'm in the automated self-checkout line. I don't like dealing with people. I don't like dealing with the process. I'll deal with it when I have to. I'll deal with commitment and people and the whole process of life when I have to work, when I'm getting paid to do it. But in my off personal time, I don't want to deal with, I want to deal with as little aggravation, the less amount of people as possible. And I certainly don't want to sit in traffic jam because I have a reservation to go to a certain area. The expression and the freedom that I have is the payoff. Love saving money, all that's inspiring, and that's part of it too. But part of it for me, the healing part mentally of not having to commit to any one area and being able to make a U-turn, because look, I can go to any area I want. And I don't have it like in the back of my mind lingering, like eventually I got to go back to this place because that's where my dwelling is. I tried that for a couple of years before I fully moved out of my house. I just took long trips. And what I found is, even though I took long trips, I had no family, I didn't have to go back home, there was something always in the back of my mind, like says, look, you're paying for a house, you're paying for this thing, you got to go back there. And it's like, it's always in the back of your mind. You're never really free. You're attached to something mentally and financially. And I mean, of course, how does that tie into this thing? I mean, again, it's just the no reservations, how I like to travel, how I like to move. sometimes, like I say, you got to reserve in campgrounds for certain areas that don't have legal parking where you're going. But again, that's why I stick to car living. I live out of my Jeep, or I would go van, because at least there, you have more places to park, and you have the greater ability to hit a U-turn because you don't want to sit in traffic. If you have an RV, you're going to have to, in many cases, make reservations, whether it's to an RV park or campground, to utilize the hookups to be efficient, because now you have this big rig. The whole reason you get an RV is because you want hookups, you want heating and cooling. So if you're going to not use that, then it's like, why'd you get it? Of course, you still have extra space. And and you can't really just park that anywhere. You have less options. You have less freedom. You have more comfort, but you have less freedom because you don't have the ability to just go wherever you want. As far as you have to plan it more, and you have to schedule your day more when you have an RV because it's just the way it plays out. But I'm just sharing that because I'm seizing the moment. As I hit that U-turn, and I looked at that traffic jam. I said, Sam, why are you going to put yourself through that mental aggravation when you don't have to? And I said, damn, I'm right. I don't need to go to that area. I can go in any other beach area. And that's what I'm doing. And there's no traffic in this direction. And that's peace for me. That's peace of mind. And that's joy, and that's healing, and that's freedom. And so that's what I want to share.